to Career UpRising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey there, everyone. You are listening to episode 156, Turning 40, My Life, Business, and Lessons Learned. Guess what, you guys? When this show airs, on the very day the show comes out on March 25th, I will officially be 40 years old. So welcome to my birthday show, as we will call it. I am your host, Lorraine Rise. Learn more about myself, my team of coaches and writers. We are at careeruprising.com. We work with mid and late career professionals to be just happy and kick-ass in their careers. So please give this show a rating and a review on Apple. I will love you for it, and it will be a great way to just earn some good karma, right? And just kind of give back for this show that I give freely every other Monday. So welcome, and I'm so excited, you guys. There's just been so much, talk and excitement and me here in my house building up to my 40th birthday. I love milestone birthdays. I go like nuts over them. And this year, in 2024, there are 4. There's at least 4 or 5 milestone birthdays in my family. Me, my mother-in-law, my dad, my brother. I think there's at least 4. So it's really exciting. Look, my family, we're just hitting all these milestones. But 40 is a big deal to me. And I'm so invigorated and I'm so grateful and so excited for this new decade. I'm not at all feeling old or, resistant to aging. I just don't think that that's my style. I think aging is cool, at least still. Maybe I'll feel differently when I'm older. I don't think so, but maybe it's possible. I still feel 25. If you ask me how old I feel, I still feel generally like I have the energy of a 25-year-old, but I am just beginning in life, just getting started. I know I have more, and I'm so excited for my future. So thank you for joining me today. And this show today is going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to digress from the typical job search tips, but I think that's good and necessary sometimes. We need to zoom out and just look at life as a whole. And a birthday like this is just an absolute perfect time to kind of look at who I am and where I am and share with you what I know so far and what I've learned from my 4 decades on this planet. And I invite you to take this opportunity wherever you are in your life, no matter how old you are, whether it's your birthday or not, to do some self-reflection as I am doing. So I am going to invite you to hear the lessons that I'm going to share of what I have learned in my 40 years and think about what they might mean for you in your life. And you don't have to agree with all of them. That is perfectly fine. You can take and leave what you want, cherry pick, no offense taken, but it's simply an invitation for you to do your own self-reflection and see if there might be some meaning or inspiration in these lessons for you. So this was really cool because it forced me to kind of think about, well, darn, what have I learned in my time on this planet? What do I know at age 40? How am I different than I was before? So this was a really cool exercise for me. And I also want to take this opportunity to give you, if you're interested, a little bit more of a holistic view of me as the person, because you know me probably as a career coach and a business owner, if you've been listening to the show or if you've worked with me, and I am definitely those things, but I am so much more, and you are so much more than your job. As we have talked about on this show, your job is not your identity. Not even close. Not even a hair. Nope. It's just what you do. It's not who you are. It's one expression of yourself, of who you are, but that's it. It's just one avenue that you express who you truly are. That's it. So obviously, Career UpRising has been an enormous joy and an enormous part of my life for 9 years now. But there's a lot more to me that makes me the whole person that you might not know. So I'm going to share a few things just for a few minutes, guys, about me, this person who's been talking to you all this time for the last 6 years that I've been doing this podcast. So here's a little bit about me, you guys. I'm an avid reader. I am in 2 book clubs and have been in book clubs since about 2019. I typically read about a book a week, so at least 40 to 60 books per year. Yes, that number is correct. Right. This year, it's been pretty busy. It's been more like 1 book every 2 weeks. I'd say 2, maybe 3 books a month. So, it's slow. Still pretty impressive, I think. Historical fiction is my absolute favorite. I read a lot of historical fiction, especially World War II. For some reason, I am just drawn to books that are set in World War II. But I also read a lot of nonfiction. And I think that's really important to learn practical tips and strategies to just kind of be better as a person. So the fiction is more just for my enrichment, enjoyment, and learning about history. And then the nonfiction is kind of helps me as a person and an entrepreneur. But I'm on Goodreads almost every day. I would actually like to invite all of you to follow me. If you're on Goodreads and you like to read, that's a great app to download. And please send me a little friend request or follow me. Or if you can't find me by searching my name, email me and I will send you a link to my profile somehow. I would love to connect with you on Goodreads. And we'll share books. You can see everything I'm reading. I post a lot of reviews, so I'm very, very active on there. So that's another way you can kind of connect with me. I also do yoga. Let me tell you guys something. I found yoga 2 years ago, and it has changed my life. I was a nervous, anxious, phone-addicted wreck when I walked into my first yoga class in 2022. I could hardly separate myself from my work email. When I turned to yoga, I made a promise to myself to never bring my phone into yoga class. And I have always honored that. And people do. I see people, even in a quiet, meditative, peaceful experience like yoga, people bring their phones and they have it right by their mat. And I just don't do that. It is only 1 hour, usually once a week, but which is so minimal. That's why I'm like, I can absolutely disconnect for this time. If you call me or text me or email me during that time, I'll have no idea. It's my time and it's my self-care. And it's only 1 hour a week. And if you start small with something like that, it will build and build like a domino effect and gets easier then to make that change in other areas of your life. I remember my first couple times going there, I could not stop thinking about my work email and things, this and that with this client and things like that. I am so different now. I can absolutely disconnect and stop thinking about it. I don't think about that stuff hardly at all now when I'm in yoga. I'm so much more present. It is really changing me as a person. And there are other times when I have now started to adopt a no phone policy, such as at the dinner table. I'm a pretty big hard ass about that. I absolutely just irks me if people have their phone at the dinner table. I can't handle it. So after 2 years of committing to my yoga practice, which I still do, I can honestly tell you I am a better person mentally and physically. I'm also a mom to a teenager, so that's a big wild ride in my life. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and, raising a teenager is never easy, but especially teenage girls in the digital world now, it is not easy. It's scary. Oh my God, it's scary. And she's a good girl too. Oh, she's so good. She's amazing. She's not like a troubled teenager at all, But even the best teenager, you still just worry about constantly, especially with phones. And she does have one. So she's amazing, though. She's like me in a lot of ways, and she's like her dad in a lot of other ways. And it's crazy because this new decade in my 40s is when I'm going to be an empty nester. I will be an empty nester at 44. You guys, that's crazy. Life is going to look so much different in 4 years. It really is. And we're already thinking about it and making plans. My husband and I recently purchased a second property out in West Virginia. We have 20 acres out there, and we're planning to probably build a home there in a couple of years as my daughter gets closer to her high school graduation. And I just feel so grateful that we have so much to look forward to and a new chapter that is right around the corner. So I just know that my 40s, no matter what they bring, are going to be an amazing decade. And I say, bring it on. Whatever they bring forth, and I don't know what it will be, I am ready for it. And I know I can handle it. I trust myself to handle it. And there have been things that have been challenging, no doubt about it. As you all know, I've had multiple surgeries over the last few years, and there might be another one in the near future, more of a preventative one, not an emergency one. But the last few months of my 30s have also brought on some premature menopause. That was a shock. That's been really fun. And I'm just laying it all out there for you guys, right? So that was not something that I was expecting to experience still in my 30s, but I've had to embrace it, hot flashes and all, right? We never know what life is going to bring. And so I'm not necessarily done with my health challenges. Those will likely continue. You know, I have now some permanent changes hormonally and things like that as a result of all that. So I have to just be willing to own it and embrace all of it, no matter what it is. I can't control what happens, and I don't need to, because I know I can control what I do about what happens. And that's the outlook that I am going into my 40s with. So just wanted to share a little bit of that. So let's take a commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to do that countdown. Okay. I'm going to share with you 13 things that I have learned in my 40s. And I hope that this will inspire and comfort you and maybe even light a fire underneath you. All right. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Hey there, listeners. Thanks for tuning in to Career UpRising. I have some exciting news for you. This show has been going steady since 2018, and I have amassed well over 100 episodes so far. So I decided to do something big and bold. I put the best of all of my teachings together in a book. That's right. I have a brand new book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the major outlets. It's called What You Didn't Learn in School: Lessons on Growth, Change, and Living Your Best Life. This book contains 30 powerful lessons from my podcast and my work as a career coach to help you live your best life. Learn how to increase your confidence, get rid of imposter syndrome forever, finally get clarity on your career path, and so much more. This book covers everything from careers to finances to health to relationships and more. Head over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or your favorite book retailer and pre-order your copy of What You Didn't Learn in School. Then go to my website, careeruprising.com, to learn more about how Career UpRising can help you transform your career and your life. Let's get back to the show. So I thought briefly about doing a countdown of the top 40 lessons since I'm turning 40, right? That would make sense. But then I thought, well, that feels a little bit forced. And honestly, I don't think we have time for that. That would probably be a pretty long show. I wouldn't be able to go into much detail. So what I decided to do instead is just sit down and let the thoughts flow out. And however many I come up with would be the right number. So I came up with 13. So what I have for you now, my gift to you, are 13 things that I have learned in my life and business. All right. So number 1, it's okay to start over. Yes, it is. It is okay to wipe the slate clean and start over. And I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 40, 50, or 60. If you want to start a new career, you can. If you want to get divorced and start over in your personal life, you can. If you want to move to a new city or a new country, you can do that too. It's your life. You can start over in any way you need to at any time. Move in a different direction. Do whatever you need to do. It's not too late for you. I hear that from a lot of clients. They think it's too late for them, and it's not. It's not too late for you. You can carve out a new path and go in a new direction anytime you want. Number 2, regrets are a waste of time. They really are. I don't believe in regrets at all. I think they're a waste of time. A regret is simply taking your present perspective and who you are today and applying it backwards in time to when you were a different person. You cannot compare your past self with your present self. They're not the same person. Okay? And you're not the same person now that you will be in the future. So accept the decisions that you have made in the past because you did the best that you could with who you were and what you knew at the time. Stop having regrets. Like today. Number 3, luck does not exist. I don't believe in luck either. I don't even like it when people call me lucky. I know they mean well, but when you call somebody lucky for, the life that they, live and what they've built, it's undermining the work that they've done to get where they are in life. And the reason that I have the business and the life that I have today is because I've freaking made it happen. I did the work. I don't consider myself to be lucky to have anything that I have. I think I'm smart. And I think that it's okay to say that and own that. And if luck exists at all, it's because it's the luck that we create with the choices that we have. No one is a victim. No one. We create our lives. Full and total responsibility and accountability. That's what I believe in. Number 4, you are ready right now. You are ready right now, and it's time to take action on your goals, whatever they are. Take baby steps if you have to. I truly believe that you will regret the things that you have not done more than the things that you have. There's a saying about that, and I think it's true. You are not going to be perfectly confident and ready for every opportunity when it comes, but take the opportunity anyway. Say yes, and then you will become ready in the process. If you are waiting to feel ready for every new thing that you want to do, you will never achieve anything. That's a great recipe for staying in exactly where you are. Number 5, sometimes the only miracle you need is a shift in perspective. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. Use it in a strategic, intentional, and thoughtful way. I have often noticed that the greatest miracle sometimes is just a shift in perspective, not a change in the actual circumstance. You cannot change other people. However, you can change how you perceive them. You cannot change the events of the past, but you can change how you experience them today and what you're making them mean. Use your mind to change whatever it is that you want to change in your life. That is the only reason I've ever changed or achieved anything in my life is because I made up my mind to do so. Change your perspective, change your life. As the late Dr. Wayne Dyer said, change the way you look at things and the things you look at will change. I love that quote. Number 6, breaks lead to breakthroughs. I heard that said recently from a coach that I follow. Breaks lead to breakthroughs. I love that. What do you need to take a break from? Sometimes stopping something is just as powerful as starting something. What do you need to let go of? Or who do you need to let go of in your life? What do you need to take a permanent or temporary break from? Do you need to take a break from complaining, drinking, smoking, feeling sorry for yourself? Maybe you need to take a break from the working world for a while. You can do that too. Breaks lead to breakthroughs. Sometimes you need time and space and distance from something or someone in order to figure out what you want. You have to separate yourself first from what you don't want in order to find what you do. Number 7, There are no mistakes in life, only choices. This was a chapter of my book and a podcast that I did as well. It's one of my core teachings, and it's something I truly believe. I really believe that there are no mistakes in life. There's no such thing. You're only making choices and labeling them as mistakes. Just like there's no regrets and there's no luck, there's no mistakes. There's only what you choose and then what happens next. And if you can be at peace with your choices, then you can be at peace with yourself and your whole life. Stop viewing your choices as mistakes. That's holding you back. Number 8, you are more likely to undervalue yourself than overvalue. I also wrote a chapter about that in my book as well, called Why We Undervalue Ourselves. I really believe that it is more likely that you are going to undervalue yourself than overvalue. Worth is internal. You decide what you are worth, both intrinsically and extrinsically. Once you understand this and learn how to value yourself, the world is going to value you more in return. Number 9, your greatest crisis is your greatest gift. This is always true. The health challenges that I have had over the past couple of years have been the best experiences of my life. The surgeries and everything. Yes, I have learned and grown so much, and I wouldn't trade those experiences for anything. And they're still going on, as I told you earlier. I wouldn't change anything. Parenting is also one of the most challenging things I've ever done, but it's also worthwhile. I wouldn't trade that for anything. The hard things make you stronger and smarter, but you have to let them. You have to intentionally turn them into something positive and seek out the lessons. It's not going to happen automatically. Number 10, working hard is not enough. No, it is not, my friends. I really believe that working hard is not enough to succeed in life. You absolutely have to have the right mindset and the right beliefs. Success requires a change in beliefs. It is our mind that creates our reality. If you want to be happy and successful and prosperous, then you have to have that kind of mindset. You cannot create a new future with your present mindset if the two are contradictory. You have to change your thinking. It will not be enough just to spin your wheels and work hard, and then you'll get noticed, and then you'll get promoted and all of that. Wrong. Number 11, you have to be willing to fail. That was another podcast of mine. I think that was a chapter of my book too. I've got a large body of work out there, guys. Fail, all right? Go ahead. I dare you. Chances are you've already failed at something in your life. And like every other crisis, it will make you stronger and smarter and happier. Yes, happier. I have failed at plenty of things, and I have no regrets. But you already knew that. Number 12, happiness is not the goal. Stop making happiness your goal. Stop. Your incessant efforts to try to be happy all the time are making you unhappy. Ironic, right? Focus on learning and growing and striving to be the best version of yourself. And ironically, that will make you happy. But when we try to focus on just being happy all the time, we spend too much time trying to control all the external circumstances and people rather than focusing on ourselves, which should always be the focus. Your purpose on earth is growth and evolution and experiencing life in its fullest, a wide range of experiences, the highs, the lows, the ups and downs, the heartbreaks, putting your heart back together. In order to do all of that, you're not going to be happy all the time. And then 13, the last one. You are the judge, the jury, and the executioner in your life. That's right. That is my final lesson. It is you. It's been you all along, and it will always be you. You are in control. You have more self-agency than you think. You're in the driver's seat of your life, and you're not a victim. You always have been and always will be. If you are happy, it's because of you. If you are sad, it's because of you. If you are rich, if you are poor, it's because of you. I know that sounds insensitive or unfair, but it is not. Life is fair. Life is entirely fair. It's how the world works. There's a wide range of experiences and situations out there, and sometimes we experience them all. Take ownership of your life and your circumstances today and watch everything change. All right, you guys, that is what I have learned. I'm sure that's not an all-inclusive list, but that's what flowed out of me yesterday as I wrote this. I hope that was helpful for you. For more inspiration and more hard lessons, get my new book, What You Didn't Learn in School, Lessons on Growth, Change, and Living Your Best Life. You can go to careeruprising.com/book to learn more and to order a copy. Thank you for indulging me and sharing in my 40th birthday, and I will be back in 2 weeks with a new show. Take care, guys. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career UpRising.
This show is brought to you by inflowradio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.